and get the meeting started. Patty, would you call the roll, please?
Al Eckert.
Here.
Richard McMullen.
Present.
Rusty Moss. Chris Racy.
Here.
David Vandergriff.
Here.
Wes Ward. Here. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Appreciate everyone coming today on a pretty cool morning. Also, I want to acknowledge we have a guest here, Representative Robin Lindstrom, State Representative. Welcome. Thank you for coming to our meeting. Okay, well, we'll go forward. Everyone, please, commissioners, please review the commission meeting minutes for the October 25th meeting. Are there any changes, additions? Can we get a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so moved. All right, now then, our Chief Administrative Report, Ms. Taylor, good morning.
Good morning. So last meeting, I updated you on EcoVista, and so I just wanted to provide another update on that procurement opportunity. We mentioned that we would need to go through procurement in order to do the recommended air monitoring testing. And so where we're at now is the Office of State Procurement has assigned a buyer for us, and we anticipate receiving that copy of the draft request for proposal in the near future. That will prompt our review of that to make sure that we're okay with that proposal, and then it will continue on in that process. But that's just the update we have at this moment, that we have been assigned a buyer. So the next update I have is on our rules. Earlier in the year, I believe you were updated on the Code of Arkansas rules, that process through the Bureau of Legislative Research. They're changing the rule formatting to meet the Code of Arkansas rules, and they'll all be published in there effective December 31st, 2024. So that's really, really close. And just the update is that all of our rules have been reviewed, and they will go through that process except for the rules that are in current rulemaking process. So that includes 1, 2, 6, 36, and then 20. That is mining. So it's still, for y'all, but it's not a DEQ rule anymore. So the rest of the rules, no substantive changes, just kind of changing the layout, I guess you would say. So we're navigating all of those processes through those changes, and we'll update you once we know more and have information about how to locate those and all of that. And then just an update on Rule 6. The rules were not suspended at the last ALC Rules Committee meeting to hear that rule, and so it's on the docket for Thursday, December 19th. So we expect for it to be heard at that time. Are there any questions on the Code of Arkansas rules or EcoVista?
No, or for the rulemaking, I assume with this session going to be started, you won't be able to bring those before the legislative committee. I mean, during the session, maybe they do that now. They used to not allow that during session, but
right. Well, we expect with since it's this last meeting, that's kind of the piece that we need for Rule 6 with ALC. So and 36 and 1. Those are through the end of the process. So we're not expecting a major holdup on there. Those will probably be drafted into early next year in the Code of Arkansas rules style. Rule 2 is already drafted in the Code of Arkansas rules style. So when you see that packet, you will see that new style.
Okay.
Any question?
Yes, any questions for any of the commissioners? Thank you, sir. Okay, public comments I have 2 cards. Is there any from both Kenneth Luddy, I'm getting the name right, and Angela Russell? Is there anyone else that want to present a card? Okay, Mr. Luddy. Morning, sir. Good morning. And before you start, Charlie, you want to go ahead and reiterate our plan
in terms of time?
Yeah,
I can keep an eye on the time. What do you want to provide, Mr. Little? 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right.
As of December 29th, this will be the 3rd year anniversary of the first time that I ever drove into the vapors out there on a public highway before I got to my house. On November the 17th, I sent in a complaint to the ADQ, had strong odors and vapors on Arbor Acre Road while driving on a public roadway at 7:40 a.m. I got a reply on the 26th. Says from Mr. Ryan Hayden on November 26, 24, a complaint investigation was conducted at Eco Vista landfill and the surrounding area to include the address listed by the complainant. At the time of the investigation start, local weather monitoring reported the wind direction at 5 miles per hour east-southeast with an ambient temperature of 36 degrees and no precipitation. No diffused or suspended vapors were observed in the area along Arbor Acres Avenue. However, a faint smell of manure was observed at the complainant's address. Considering the wind direction, the livestock observed east of the complainant's address, Ogland Farms, were likely the source of the odor. Cow manure is not the vapors. This fella keeps talking about cow manure, him and Blake Small with Waste Management. If you can't get people that know how to inspect these places, what do? Why do we keep talking about cow manure when we have air quality issues? That's genius. Okay, so on December or October the 23rd, I made a complaint that the RNG plant wasn't running and the candlestick flares were burning. Mr. Stephen Foster said that SN2A and SN2B were operated on October 22nd, 8:01 a.m. through October 23rd, 2:01 p.m. due to the RNG plant being shut down. This is how the system is designed and permitted to run and is not in upset condition. We have improper regulations. We're running these flares and we don't know what's out there. Anytime the ADQ has requirements and regulations to test for VOCs and all kinds of stuff, but they never check anything except for the stack test once a year. And we breathe this stuff 24 hours a day, every day. It don't make sense to me, folks. So I want to go back a little bit. We have an audit from October 11th, 2002. Legislative audit. The conclusion says that conflict exists between guidance documents and regulations concerning the use of alternative liners in the Boone St. Joe Formation. ADQ guidance documents are for alternative liner dated December 12th, 1994 states the alternative liner demonstration shall not be approved in karst formations. Karst formations are geological formations that are fractured through which water easily flows. The Town is located in an area of the state that includes the Boone and St. Joe Formation. According to the Arkansas Geological Commission, these are karst formations. How did it get there? That don't make good sense. We're doing a new Title V right now. The Waste Management had to report their HAPS emissions, what they did, what they calculate to be done, to be reviewed. Was this tested? Or are they just going by their calculations? Don't make good sense. HAPS for EMASH, this table is calculations from Waste Management engineers. It's not real-time analysis. The air has never been tested except when whenever the National Guard was requested to go out there and they found issues. So they tested again, they found issues. They tested a third time, they found more issues. Why are we waiting on a procurement person? Why haven't we already done this? We've had problems since 2002. It's 2024. It's 3 years from the first time that I felt it. There's other people that's lived out there for 30 years. Where is the oversight? Why is ADQ not doing their job? They haven't done it for 23 years, according to this right here. Documented. Where do we go with that? Why am I standing here? I don't understand at all. I'd like for y'all to explain it to me at some point, please. Sent a complaint to the EPA, Gloria Sims, on 1/22/22. Gloria Sims replied and copied Heinz Braun. This type of concern is the state agency jurisdiction, ADQ. Heinz Braun forwarded that information to Stephen Foster. Stephen Foster on February 2nd blamed Black Hills Gas, odorizer, and listed the emission sources. It's a particulate matter, SO2, VOC, which includes everything that they've been testing lately and is a problem, CO2, NOx, and HAPs. I reached out to a representative at the time, it was Charlene Fight. She reached out to Michael Grout, who reached out to Jody Reynolds, who sent a long email saying all this great stuff that they've done for the citizens. And we haven't had a meeting with Waste Management since. They stopped talking to the citizens. They stopped helping in any way. They still track out mud with their state-of-the-art wheel wash. Yesterday, not yesterday, let's see, December the 4th, I sent out another report driving down Penalto Road, the same situation I had the first time. From Penalto Road to Arbor Acres, a mile and a half, I could smell that stuff. I could feel it first, and then I started smelling it, and then my eyes started burning, and then I just got a headache. This stuff is serious, and we keep piddling. 23 years.
Mr. Levitt, you're about 2 minutes over the 5 minutes, but it's up to the prerogative of the commission. Do you want them to allow Mr. Levitt to continue?
Mr. Levitt, you have anything else on?
We need some action.
Yes, sir. I understand. Thank you for your comments.
I'm not.
Also, let me, the documentation you have there, have you provided what you put together? Have you provided that to ADQ?
ADQ is where I got it from.
Okay. Well,
we're not getting what we need from ADQ, and I don't know how to change that situation because, like I said, it's been ongoing since 2021 and before that, and nobody wants to address it. Not the current people, not the past people. We need help. We're dying. Thank you.
So this is within your scope. So if you could, if you would, it's your call, but if you would respond to his comments, that would be great. I mean, you can respond to him. I know you may need to talk to your staff and get them together and respond.
No, and kind of just to speak on what we shared last meeting, kind of that ongoing activities for inspection that we're conducting, and then the air quality monitoring that we are in the process of procuring will help to answer a lot of these questions and identify some of the areas we need to focus on.
Okay, if you just continue to communicate with him, that'd be great. Thank you. All right. Next comment. Next commenter, Angela Russell. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor Russell, Tawnytown, Arkansas. I just really wanted to let you guys be aware of what Mr. Levitt said. There's other citizens that are being exposed to this, and there are issues that are health issues that are being documented. I would like for you to allow me to read a text message that was sent to me Monday. I do not know this lady. I had never heard about her or her son until Monday.
Is this a citizen of Tawnytown?
Yes.
Okay, go please
on
do.
Harmon Road.
Thank you.
It says, hi, Mayor Russell, and it gives me her name. I would rather not say it at this time. I wanted to talk to you about filing for the appeal to stop the landfill expansion. Moving forward, my son, 24 years old, was recently diagnosed with stage renal failure, 24 years old. He was diagnosed with anemia, and there is a whole other list of things that I'm sorry I cannot pronounce. They're all medical. The doctors have said 2 of the chemicals that were found at the landfill in the high levels could have either caused this or triggered it. She's wanting help any way that she can for her son. I can send you this information. People are dying. Health issues. I spoke to you last month about one of the other ladies that was sitting on her back porch, her and her friend come overwhelmed with the fumes. We need immediate help. We don't need 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 months testing. We need something done now. This place needs to be shut down until something can be done to stop this. My citizens are suffering. I've come to you for years. I'm asking you to please help me. Help me help my citizens of Tawnytown and the citizens of Arkansas. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else who wants to fill out a card during public comment? All right. Thank you. Next on the agenda is Rule 36. Says Mr. McAllister. That's not Mr. McAllister. I'm not picking on you.
I'm not Mr. McAllister, but I'm going to try to live up to his standards.
There you go. I'm proud of that.
If you're not, you got to use your hands. If you're Mr. McAllister.
I do my best.
Yeah, you gotta do some of this.
Right. Thank you, Commissioners. I'm Daniel Pilkington. I'm an attorney here with the Department of Energy and Environment. Before you today is a minute order to approve a motion to adopt amendments of Rule 36. Rule 36 is your commission order that deals with the administration of our tire program. There were amendments that were made to the rule to conform to Act 713 of the 2023 session. And at this time, we are asking you to take a vote to approve that minute order and amend the rule at this time. And I'd like to take any questions that you have. I'll wave my hands a little bit to conform with the judge's direction. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer.
Any commissioners have any comment, any questions? Yeah, go ahead, please do.
Well, welcome on board as far as presented to us today. I appreciate it. So on chapter 3, there's a component that requires them, these groups to submit a plan annually by the end of the year.
Yes.
So if we go ahead and approve this today, because it just kind of makes everything immediately active. Is there a plan to work with them, or have they already submitted plans?
Well, the changes that are made here are to conform with the statute. Each of the 4 tire accountability boards that were formed are aware of the changes that were made during the session. As far as whether or not the plans have been submitted, I'm going to have to get a little bit of assistance on that, but I know that they are aware of the requirements to do that.
I just didn't want to put too much, give them a requirement with 2 weeks to do it.
No, they're aware of the changes and what needs to be done. There's not a lot of change as far as what is going to be submitted. There is a change in the organization because now there's 4 boards. I believe there were 11 or 13 at one time. So there was a consolidation of how the administration was done regionally. And so there's now 4 geographic boards throughout the state. But the requirements to submit the plans themselves, they're still aware of that. If you'll give me just a second, I can give you a little bit more insight, hopefully, on your question, though. A little bit more background. I believe that the annual plans that have been submitted before on the tires, that those continue to occur. They're just being sent in by a different entity at this time because there's the 4 boards now. There's also the solid waste management plans that are submitted annually by the regional boards, and those are being done as well. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We have a minute order, needs a vote, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, if you've reviewed the minute order, all in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Was there a motion, Mr. Chairman? On the minute order?
I was assuming it was part of it. Okay. I jumped your gun. I've jumped you, Richard.
I'll make a motion.
All right, second. Thank you, Charlie. All right, and we'll vote again. Now we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you,
sir. Next on the agenda is Rule 2, rule establishing water quality standards for surface waters of the state, and you're not in medical McAllister either.
No, but for the record, my name is Basil Hicks. I did do a better job of looking like Mr. McAllister than Mr. Pilkington. But I am here for our petition to initiate the rulemaking for Rule 2. This is part of our triennial review, which is a requirement under the federal rules to review and make amendments to the Arkansas's water quality standards every 3 years or so. This, as the director mentioned, this also incorporates the Code of Arkansas rule changes. So the rule will look a little different. The numbers will be a little different, but the basic format of the rule is essentially the same, and it doesn't change the content. There are some amendments to revise some criteria for bacteria, expanding the primary contact season and getting a geometric mean for E. coli. We're updating the cadmium criteria, the ammonia criteria, adding some toxics, changing the ecoregions to more accurately reflect what those are, and a few other changes to kind of clarify and specify, and it's all spelled out in both the petition and the rulemaking packet. And I would just ask for a approval of the minute order to start that process.
All right. Thank you, Basil. Any questions from Sticks? All right. We need a motion to initiate rulemaking.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All right. That concludes matters involving rules. Judge Moulton, you have a recommended decision?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have one item for the commission's consideration. It's a recommended decision. It came about as a result of an appeal of a regulated storage tank trust fund eligibility determination. I did hold an evidentiary hearing on this one, and at the close of the evidentiary hearing, the parties were gracious enough to get together and resolve the issues that were being appealed. So the recommendation is a grant of the motion to dismiss. I'm happy to answer any of the questions that the commission may have relative to that, but otherwise it's ready for a vote, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Commissioners, anyone have any questions for Judge Moulton on this? Okay. We need a motion to adopt this minute order. All right. Second. All right. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
And the next item on my report is your meeting dates for next year, and we're going to be consistent like we always are in terms of the meeting dates. The fourth Friday of the month, except of course for Memorial Day, which would be the fourth Memorial Day weekend. That'll be the fourth Thursday of the month in May. And then we don't have a meeting in November, first Friday of the month in December. So the schedule remains the same as it always has. And if you would like to vote on that and agree with that, it's ready for you as well.
All right. Any comments or thoughts on that for any of the commissioners? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve this? Commissioner Ward, second. Commissioner Moss, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right.
Mr. Chairman, yes, commissioners, that concludes my report. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and New Year's.
Everyone, yes.
And we will see you again next year.
All right. Any other business to come before the commission today? All right. We are adjourned. Thank you.